So when you talk about adaptability and cultural understanding, it's, I think of like all the different countries that you've been in. Like you said, 38 different countries. 38.
Yeah, 3-8.
That's a lot of different cultures to understand, right? And so I'm sure you
Oh
were
yeah.
briefed on some of them and some of the different interdependencies and the idiosyncrasies of each of the different countries, the dialects, and the different just courtesies of each of the different countries. So you kind of knew what to watch for and what to look
Hmm.
for. And how do you how
Yeah.
do you think and understand? Like, I mean, man, like you were in conflict places where, like, in countries I can't even like pronounce. And I don't mean that at any disrespect. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of them that we talked about, and there were some pretty gnarly cultural events happening where you when you were there
Yeah.
when they were going on, and
Yep.
how do you bring that into
Um,
fold? Because that happens in the business world too, right? Like where we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and you have to
mhm.
meld in um, a disperse demographic of people to get along.
Mhm.
And there's the same macro principles apply. Can you
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So later on in my career, when I wasn't with a team, I was individual lone wolf. So yeah, one of those countries was during the Armenian Azerbaijan conflict. I flew into the country. Uh, it was complete martial law, no government. Um, Azerbaijan and Armenia were at war. They've been at war for years and years over this piece of land. Russia sent 10,000 peacekeeping troops to Armenia and Azerbaijan the day I got there. The Russian troops took over the only international airport in Yerevan. Couldn't leave, couldn't do anything. It was bad. I had a mission to do though, um, which involved me out in the streets quite a bit and to get from place to place. And it was complete. There was complete genocide happening there. I didn't know. You couldn't tell the difference who was who. Um, so I really had to do research beforehand and on the ground because it changed. While I was in the air, the country went into martial law. No prime minister in charge, no functional government, military was in a coup. Uh, the country lost 20s of thousands of their fighting age males. You don't really hear about the same thing that's happening in Ukraine right now that was happening over there. So I studied up what I thought I was going to walk into before I got on that flight, and then realized very quickly when I saw Russian patches at the airport uh, that shit went down, shit's going down, and I need to figure out where to go because that hotel I was going to be staying at, compromised. The street that the embassy was on, compromised. So a lot of adaptability, like we spoke earlier on, but just being able to figure out the culture, figure out what's what, who's who. It just triggered me just now. Same thing being in Iraq. I was in Erbil a lot, northern Iraq, Kurdistan. The Kurdistan's the Kurds, they don't consider themselves Iraqis. So you need to know that culture, the difference. Because if you call one of them an Iraqi, it won't be good. It won't be good. So there's a lot that plays into a lot of variables, a lot of studying, a lot of connecting with contacts on the ground and figuring out what's the situation, where do I need to be, where do I definitely not need to be, and what to say and what to do. So that's for
Um,
instance, yeah,
wow. I never know where these
yeah.
stories are going to go, and you just continue to amaze me, brother.